Hello, I'm David Liesenfeld here for today's time of prayer, and it's inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 6, beginning here in verse 19, where it says, "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Now, Jesus here in these teachings in Matthew 6 is talking about where do we set our attentions, where do we set our heart in life. And let us know that, hey, we might set our mind on treasures of this earth, maybe money or houses or a certain kind of job. Maybe we want fame because we played sports or did athletics in different ways, or we played musical instruments, or we did things that somehow curried the favor of people in this world. But all those things where we are seeking things for ourselves or possessions, riches, those all fade away. They're all vain. But the things that we can do by laying up treasures in heaven, those things last forever. Now, what kind of things would these be? Things that would consider other people ahead of ourselves, or consider God ahead of ourselves, where we would do acts of kindness without payment, without recognition, without people looking at us and people giving us glory, but rather doing it because it's the good and right thing to do. So often we make decisions in life based on things that will give us comfort, or things will give us peace or happiness that we feel. A lot of times those things can come through physical things that we find in this world. But ultimately the real lasting things come not so much because we always make the decision for what makes us comfortable or gives us pleasure, but actually because it's right. Right things in life sometimes require painful choices. A lot of times doing the right thing requires sacrifice. It requires stopping maybe what you would want to do what is the right thing to do. That might mean stopping your car when you're on the way to work to help somebody change a tire. It might mean picking up some garbage off the street that, hey, you didn't leave it there, but you pick it up because it's the right thing to do. It might mean stopping to help somebody who's hurt or hurting at your office today because maybe they've experienced a death in their family or going through a hard experience in life. It means being willing to stop what you're doing and invest in things that matter most, in the relationship that you have with God, in the relationship that you have with others. How do you bring the goodness of God into other people's lives? We have to be available. Where is your heart today? Is it on doing things that honor and glorify God? Is it on doing what's right in your life? Or is it just on getting through the day so I can find pleasure and be comfortable for myself? It's not that God is against us having pleasure or comfort, but we cannot do it at the expense of what is right. And oftentimes making the right choice will encroach upon our pleasure and comfort because we're doing the right things for God. We're doing right things to other people. It means being available to others. It means thinking about others. It means putting our hearts on them. Because what we find is the real riches of life are found in the way that we treat God and the way we treat others. If we make investments into our relationships, we will find riches that don't fade away. We'll find riches that last forever, where Jesus Christ is storing them up for us in the kingdom of heaven. That's the lasting place to make your investment today. And we do it day by day. So let's ask God for the help to give us eyes to see, ears to hear, hearts to understand what is going on around us today, so that we can be ready and available to help where the needs are. And let's do it not as unto men for their praise, but let's do it unto God for His praise, that He may reward us openly with treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not corrupt. Let's pray.